Hey yogis, welcome. You might want 2 blocks. Let's start this one on our backs. We'll spread out like Shavasana. Make yourself comfortable. And then we'll practice breathing to the full capacity of our lungs. As you empty out, think of a sigh, whether or not you actually sigh. It's like releasing the day. And then again, fill up completely, even around to the back lungs. They press down into the ground. Exhaling as though it were a sigh. Just one more time together, filling up. Find the outer edges of your lungs, 360 degrees. Tall top to bottom. Then exhale like relief. Just breathe naturally. Tune into sound. And begin to wiggle feet, fingers, toes. Rock your head side to side. Bend your elbows, reach your arms up overhead, get a stretch. Good. And then walk your feet over to the left. You can cross right ankle over left ankle and walk your arms up over to the left also. So you're basically in Bananasana, making a crescent moon shape with your body. Right side hip and shoulder stay really heavy. Let's just pause. Breathe some room into this right side body. Also release tension that might live around your low back, your hips. Even up to your neck, your jaw, your eyebrows. Are there more layers you can release into? A deeper version, a deeper form of relaxation. And trust that, the practice will build. We'll get to some intensity, but for now, there's no sense of rush. Let's get fully here. And inch your way through center. Walk your feet off to the right, arms off to the right. That left ankle can cross right. Left hip is heavy, left shoulder is heavy. And then that layer by layer release into the ground. Still hearing sounds. And practice breathing softly but fully. And a couple more moments, still truly shedding layers, releasing any clenching at the neck and the back. And then come on back through center. Get a nice long stretch again. And draw the right knee in towards your chest. Give it a squeeze. Cross it all the way over. Get extra long again. Enjoy twist. Come onto your back. You're going to extend the right leg up toward the sky. Reach your arms forward, palms face each other. Lift the shoulder blades off the ground. Let's hover this left leg too, only about 6 inches. And we're going to just pulse, reaching forward and upward. Just to get a little burn in the belly. We'll go for about 30, 40 times. Okay, take an inhale. Pulse it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lie all the way back, fully extend, even stretch. And then draw the left knee in towards your chest. Give it a squeeze. Cross it all the way over. Find your twist. Make your body extra long. Come recline on your back again. Extend the left leg up toward the sky. Reach your arms forward. Hover your shoulder blades. Even hover that right leg a little bit. Once again, hug the belly toward the ground. You're going to pulse about 40 times. Can be like Kapalbhati breathing. Take an inhale. And go. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lay all the way back. Take what you need. Is it stretch? Maybe it's bridge. Lifting your seat. Walking hands toward heels. And then slowly set it down. Draw the knees in toward outer ribs. Rock a little side to side. And then hug the knees together, rocking forward and back. Roll over legs. Come on to all fours. Take hold of your blocks. You don't have to use them. I think it makes it just feel nice. Hands under shoulders. We'll extend this right leg out behind. We'll pulse backward a few times, stretching out behind the Achilles. Can you stay long in your back as you draw your knee forward and place this foot between your hands? Wiggle the left knee back a touch. I'm just going to stay for a little while in this crescent lunge, a slow lunge, breathing the left hip flexors open. And it become a breathing practice, making room at the bottom lungs. If you've got the blocks, take them up onto higher height, lifting the heart up away from your hip flexors. Actually gets a little more intense that way, even though it feels easier sometimes. Send the hips farther forward if you can. We're going to make this active. Hug the right knee toward the left heel and or the left knee and the left knee toward the right heel. We're going to squeeze for 10, 9, 8, nice and hard, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release. Maybe you have room to wiggle the back leg back a little further. 10 more seconds here, but totally passive. What can you let go of? All right, tuck the back toes in, step in a little bit. So feet about 3 feet apart. You can take the blocks out underneath your shoulders. Send the right hip back as you square your chest and lengthen the spine. And then flex that right foot until you can point the toes up and hinge over this leg. Move the blocks aside or down. Step the right foot down and then step to the top of the mat. Flat back. Point the sits bones high, fold over legs. Let's just hang out. Take hold of the elbows. Slide hands to shins, lengthen the spine. Exhale to bow. Then inhale, place your hands right on the blocks. You're going to step yourself back into all fours. Extend the left leg behind, keep the toes tucked, and then shift back a few times, stretching behind the leg, behind the Achilles. And keep your spine really long as you draw this left knee forward. Place the foot between your hands. You might be able to wiggle the back knee a little farther back. Starts passively. Keep giving in to gravity and finding new room in your lungs. Climb up onto the higher height and lift the heart up actively away from the hip flexors. The hip flexors still move forward a little bit. And we'll introduce the active mobility training. So send the left knee toward the left heel toward the right knee, and the right knee toward the left heel. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze pretty hard for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go passive. What can you give up and give over? Let the hips go. You might be able to wiggle the right knee back just a touch more. Last 5 seconds. Good enough for now. Let's tuck the back toes, step in a bit till feet are about 3 feet apart. Square in the hips, hands out underneath the shoulders. Stay long in the spine as you fold over this leg and flexing the foot. Move the blocks however you need to. And then look forward and step to the top, flat back. Take a bow over your legs. Again, take your elbows. Just hang out passively for a little while. Even long through your neck. Good. Hands to shins. Lengthen again. Exhale, fold all the way down. Take the opportunity to go deep. Plant hands next to your heels if you can. Touch your nose towards your shins. Send the seat high above the midfoot. So forward a little. And inhale, heart leads you all the way up to stand. Palms touching overhead. Arms release. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, dive all the way down. Inhale, flatten. Take the blocks. Exhale, step the left foot to the back of the mat. Rock with this several times. Keep a little lift through your heart. Now set your back heel down. Keep the right hand where it is, but cross the left arm over your ear. You might even bring the block. Reach the legs away from each other. Use that right outer heel. Gaze is up. Let's breathe. Keep holding the blocks as you stand all the way up. Find warrior two, reaching out like you're spreading 2 walls away. Stand up straight, parallel through the feet, reach up high, join the blocks. And exhale, swan dive all the way down. Keep a little back bend on the way. Let the hands land right underneath your chest, lengthen out, and then fold. Gazing forward. All right, you can take a second fold or try this. You're going to take the blocks to their halfway height. Send your chest forward, hands come down low near the blocks. You're going to place basically your shoulders right on the blocks. You're going to end up in a chin stand, but we're coming from these wide straddle legs. This is awesome for low back strengthening, but take care not to strain your back. So the elbows come squeeze in by the sides and grip through the ground with your fingertips. Take an inhale. On an exhale, come so high onto toes, you actually can lift your feet. Into the air for 5 breaths. Go wide. And slowly lower. Come on back to flat back. And then take hold of the blocks. You're going to pivot around to frame this right foot. And then send the right hand forward for half moon. Reach out. How light can you feel through your heart? No shame in the block game today. And cross left arm over the ear. Gaze down as you send this left foot forward until it's in line with your left hip. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send the leg back again with control. This time land at peaceful warrior. Blocks can come with, they don't have to. Reaching up. And then rolling down. We'll take our vinyasa. Here's another opportunity for supported chin stand. You would take the blocks onto their lowest height. Take your hands nice and low near the blocks. Sweep the right leg high behind. Helps to tighten up your stance, so the left foot would come like maybe 6 inches to a foot forward. Use your arm strength as you lower yourself. Chest comes forward. Your shoulders are supported, chin is down. Right leg lifts, and left leg hops. All the way through. The downward facing dog. Connect to breathing. Take a small step in, about 6 inches. Right leg lifts high behind, gaze forward. You're going to hop left foot between your hands. Go ahead. Both feet land flat back. Fold completely. Then rise. Tadasana. Stay in motion. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale to dive down. Inhale flat, take your hands to blocks. Step the right foot to the back of the mat. Rock a few times. Then settle the back, heel down. Keep the left hand here, reach the right arm across your ear. Could keep hold of the block. Tuck the left hip under your body. Good weight into the left outer heel. Let's gaze up and breathe big. Keep hold of the blocks as you stand all the way up. Find warrior 2, like you're pushing 2 walls away.
Stand all the way up, straighten legs, parallel feet. Let the blocks come touch overhead. And then draw the blocks low behind you. Touch them behind. As a matter of fact, let's release one block and just hold on to one the wide way. Okay, palms face each other. Draw the knuckles down, lift your heart, and then fold.
And then flat back. Here's an opportunity to enter a forearm stand from straddle or to take another fold. Okay. Another option, an intermediate option, is to practice this straddle. So you'd set your elbows down on one side of the mat and your toes down on the other side of the mat. And then you grip through the ground really, really firmly as you come high onto toes, and then just sort of test, like, how far forward can I go? Until it feels like my arms are just going to kind of give up on me. Gaze is somewhere between the forearms. And let your neck be roughly soft, but a little bit arched and looking forward. Might rock a few times. See if you catch any lift off. If you catch lift off, go ahead all the way upside down, take 5 full breaths, and come down slowly. Flat back. We'll bring these blocks and pivot around and face the front. Send that left hand forward underneath your shoulder. Make your way to half moon. As light as you can be through the heart. Send the right arm over your ear. And then the right leg up as high as your hip. Chest points down. We'll count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send the right leg back behind. You'll step all the way to peaceful warrior. Exhaling, roll hands down and around. Once again, set up for a supported chin stand if you'd like to. Blocks are on the lowest height. Plant your hands toward the bottom of them. Hop that back foot in a few inches closer. Sweep the left leg high behind. Use your arm strength to lower your heart forward, shoulders onto the blocks, chin down. Left leg lifts, and the right leg joins. Vinyasa. And downward facing dog, we'll savor it. Take a step in a little bit closer. We'll sweep the left leg up high behind. Come high onto the right tippy toes, look forward, and you're going to hop right foot between your hands. Both feet land together, flat back. Fold all the way. Root and rise. Arms release, Tadasana. Next inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, dive down.
Inhale, flat. Exhale, step or leap to lower. You might push the blocks aside at this point. Inhale the heart open. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send the seat over to the right. And then feel free to keep it here or to bring it all the way over to right side plank or any variation thereof. Could add a little core component, touching left elbow to left knee. 5 times. Roll back to plank, fill up, inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, open-hearted. Exhale, downward facing. Send the seat off to the left. You could stay right there or create side plank. The core component is elbow to knee. Re-extend 4 more times. Roll into plank pose, filling up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, open heart. Exhale, downward facing. Connect. Let's sweep the right leg out behind. We'll open the hip, bend the knee, point it really high. Keep pressing your heart actively back toward that left shin. Draw right knee to right tricep, and then to left tricep, and then tuck it between your hands. Let's slide into a pigeon, really trying to smush this left front hip flexor down onto the ground. You might need a prop. And we'll fold in. Now you can keep it as is or go for a twist with this left arm underneath. Some of you will take the toes into your right hand. Lean the right shoulder away. You want to go even deeper, bend that back knee. Take hold of the foot with whatever hand is available. Looking to really open the angle at your right front hip there. And then climb all the way up. Lift through your heart. Tip over to the right, send the left knee forward. You can stay here or bring it into a figure four or half lotus. It's going to turn into twist though. Twist over to the right. If bind is there for you, go ahead and take it. You can always strap up around this foot. Take hold of the strap. I never like to get too caught up in whether or not you're binding though. It's better to use muscle anyway. So stay tall in the spine, hug the ab wall back as you look behind. Breathe fully. Take a counter twist. And we'll climb on up. So if you're in half lotus, you could stay in half lotus. Tuck the left toes, tuck your tail underneath, hug the abdominal wall in a little bit. See how tall you can get, hands to heart. And for some, this is traditional camel. Others, this is more like horse. You tip back, it looks like camel, lift your heart. Take hold of the foot. Lift the heart to come out, plant hands, left toes are tucked. You're going to come right into a either tree or half lotus fold, bowing completely. I'm going to invite you to invert with this. So one option is headstand. Another option is forearm stand. You could, of course, practice handstand. I'm going to go for headstand today, interlacing fingers. Okay. Come onto toes. Get a little compression as I lift the leg. Try not to put pressure on the neck. 5 full breaths. We'll lower this into a dolphin-style plank. So the leg comes sort of halfway down, maybe a little farther than that. And then you'll kick it back as you unlace hands, lift the head and chest. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then make vinyasa of it. And downward facing. Sweep your left leg up. You can open the hip, bend the knee. Press your heart actively toward the right shin as you lift your knee actively too. Draw left knee to left tricep, and then right tricep, and then set it between your hands. Okay, balance on the hips. Try to smush your right hip flexors down to earth. And then as you're ready, fold. Feel free to stay or to go a little deeper by twisting. The right arm comes under. Could even bind it. Left shoulder away from the left hip. Get one more layer of it if you wanted, just to grab hold of that back foot. Once again, really trying to open the angle at the right front hip. So could that whole leg from across the upper quads, across the hip into the low belly, could that be touching the ground? What would that be like? And you'll climb on up. We'll guide the right knee forward. You can stay like that or lift the foot into half lotus. It'll become your twist. Sit tall to twist to left. Some of you will bind that. Get our counter. And then face forward, and you can climb up preparing for that camel type of shape. So it could either be with the foot in half lotus, down on the ground, or even in regular camel style. So you can tuck the right toes, tuck the tail, take a couple extra seconds, really set this in place. Tucking the tail only enough to feel your low ab wall engage. And then trace all the way up through the entirety of the ab wall to get a little taller. Left hand to the heart, lift your heart into hand. Right hand to the heel as you lift chest and lean back. Lead with the heart as you come all the way up. Plant hands, and then turn this into folds. So straighten the right leg. Left leg can sort of stay however it is. You fold deeply. Then walk your hands forward enough for an inversion, like headstand. Tippy toes, use the compression, thigh to belly as you lift. It's a tilt of the hips, sits bones lifting up, 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 up. 5 breaths. Okay, we're going to float out to dolphin plank, so the leg comes about halfway down. And then kicks back as you lift your head and chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend the leg. Come on through vinyasa. Winding it down shortly. Downward facing. Come all the way through to sit down. You're going to open your legs wide. If you feel tight, come onto a pillow or bolster. Even a blanket will do. Point the toes up as you tilt forward. Come halfway up and then face the right leg, fold over it. Halfway up, face the left leg, fold in its direction. One more time through the middle. And climb on up. Let the legs meet each other. Gonna recline. I'll offer one back bend. I'm actually gonna take like a supported fish. Please sneak in any back bend practice that your body is craving. I'm gonna take 2 blocks, one behind the thoracic and one behind the head. Extending legs. It'll take about a minute of full back bend practice.
And come all the way out. Take any recovery in between you can use. For instance, draw the knees toward each other, take the feet wide. You could even rock them like windshield wipers. Find a final relaxation. One option is to take a Baddha Konasana in your Shavasana, so the soles of the feet together and the knees wide. If that's going to be distracting to you, I wouldn't do it. But if it feels productive rest, then take it. Another way to make sure that it's comfortable is to take blocks underneath your knees or thighs. I'll wake us in several minutes. Take this time for yourself. See if you can quiet nearly every sense perception except for sound. Letting sound filter in without your reacting to or judging it. back to your breath and movement. Climb on up for a seat. Be well, yogi. Say hi. Have a great week.